Super sub.
Super sub. He doesn't have the pace to be a super sub. Man rotates like a rotisserie chicken.
How many lives do they have left?
That's valid.
It is passion. It is poetry. It is destiny in motion. And now, from the shadows into the spotlight, here comes the other half.
So, the other half has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been a few years in the making. And it's one of those things, every time we get together and we're playing FIFA and we're chilling or we're brain, and then we, aka Liam, was always like, yo, bro, we should do a podcast. We should do a podcast. You see the way we're talking now? This could have been a podcast. Yeah, like, look at these people making videos and stuff. We can also do this. And then I was just like, okay. And it took him a few years, not a few years to convince me, but it took time for us to actually get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, you need to, you end up doing something when both people are at the readiness point, and you were just at the readiness point before me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, you watch all of these series or these movies or whatever, and there's always that one guy or this group of friends, and they're like, we should start a band, or we should start a bar, or we should whatever. And yes,
Or start the business.
Yeah. I was always that guy. I was always eager, but I was always passionate about football. We both are. And that brings us to today.
Right.
Are you ready?
For GW31. Blank GW31.
Yeah.
So,
Are you nervous?
what's happening? What's your team name? And now I'm not nervous.
I actually don't know what my team name is anymore. I changed it so many times, more than the amount of times I changed my captain.
Wow.
But I think it's a new era.
The new era, that sounds familiar. Yeah, so much for... Okay, let me not talk about United.
Yeah. You see where it comes from, you know, you open, there's going to be something new.
In the new era. Yeah, my team name is Pep Roulette.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I appreciate City, and obviously I have strong feelings about Pep, you know, I miss Barcelona days.
Of course.
And then this season, Pep Roulette, number 20, in memorandum. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
It's in memorandum. I'm trying to have a sentimental moment. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
That's where the number 20 comes from. Yeah. Anyway.
If you don't get that, well then...
If you don't get that, then go Google it or
Yeah.
ChatGPT it. Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your strategy for the upcoming, I don't want to say game week, but I mean, I think from now, 31 onwards,
Yeah. It's only 7 game weeks to go, basically.
and this is strategy beyond
Yeah, so
another level.
for context, we are recording on Friday. Deadline is at 8:30, so we've still got another hour to, 1 hour and 3 minutes to deadline.
Yeah.
Liam, your team is set?
My team is pretty much set, yes. I am going with a free hit approach. Yes, it's a combination of factors. One, because I had so many performing players who are not there.
They're blanking.
They're blanking.
And you didn't see the blank coming?
No, I saw the blank coming, but because I had so much to make up, I was willing to take the...
So instead of transferring them out in preparation of the blank, you rather maximize the points leading up to the blank. I see you.
So some of the players that I actually transferred in is not players that I've had before, not because they weren't consistent.
Is it midfielders now, like Harry Wilson type of players?
Yeah, like I know Harry Wilson has always been a threat for Fulham, but Fulham's form hasn't been as consistent. Right?
Yeah.
So yes, I think Harry Wilson is one of them in there. Guys, I'm not talking about the main guys. I'm talking about players that you can consider differentials.
Yeah.
So Casemiro, I would say, is a differential.
Yeah.
My keepers, I think I'm going with Leno and Dubravka as a backup.
So Leno, so Fulham's playing against
Burnley.
Burnley. Okay. Okay.
So see what I did there.
And it's free hit, so you maximize
Yeah.
for the one game week, obviously. Who's your captain? Since you're on free hit, you must have free choice on free hit.
Bruno
Fernandes.
Come on.
So
I'm not going, and this is where we differ in FPL, and I know you are far ahead with your approach, and maybe it will change at some point, but I'm not going to go with fixture, I'm going to go with his form.
yeah, so that's where me and Liam probably differ the most when it comes to our FPL approach. Is I'm very much fixture and form, but I lean towards fixture. Like I target fixtures. I pay attention to upcoming fixtures. Where Liam looks at who's been playing well, and you back the player.
I back the player, yes.
Yeah.
And
Which is probably the point of FPL is is to back the player.
I mean, the one thing that I learned, I took out from you over the years is that I'll give you a five game mix, right? And even if you're inconsistent, I'm gonna take you out. So like Haaland was inconsistent a long time ago, and I took him out.
Yeah, I took him out as well. So I went Haaland to Iketike.
Bold move.
Yeah, we all know that's been going.
You know, when I saw that move, you saw captain him, the previous guy.
I captained Iketike.
I prayed for you to get nothing. I'm just putting it out there. Kristen was like,
Nah, your praise were right. And didn't he score now in the Champions League?
Yeah. And I was hoping Virgil wasn't a catch of nonsense.
Yeah, so I mean, me and Virgil have had a complicated relationship this season. And me and Liverpool, I mean, I am still on triple Liverpool.
I think
I'm Virgil, Szoboszlai, and Iketike. Now ask me who I'm going to captain. Iketike.
Of course.
And then I changed it this afternoon.
So I have a double Liverpool in my team.
Who do you have?
The same, just not Iketike. I chose Jared Bowen over him.
Which is probably wise. I don't know. Salah's out.
Yeah.
There's another international break.
Mm.
So you'll be back. I think Salah will be back after the international break. But I don't know what to say about Liverpool anymore. Look, I'm grateful for that brilliant goal. But I mean, that's all I got from the game.
But that was enough. I mean, from him, that is enough.
Yeah, but the other two contributed nothing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's risky to go with.
Nikitiko was on the bench.
So look, I mean, that's how people looked at me when I went with a triple United, and I think I just made a decision.
People.
Yeah. Once I saw that things were, I don't say going well, touch wood, but we haven't lost in a long time, and style of play has been very, very different, and that's also what I wanted to add. I don't really want to shoot down Haaland and say he's terrible at this point in time, because look at how the way they play now, where it's being fed to.
Well, they're trying to feed it. But I mean, it really depends who they start. When Doku starts, everything goes through Doku. And then he's always looking for the byline and looking for a cutback. But the problem with that is every single defender, the first thing they do is they block Haaland.
Yeah. Because you're going to cut in.
Yeah, so Jerky's Foden's off the map. I don't know what happened in Foden's life.
Look,
Foden's off the map. Something went wrong in his life. I don't know.
I don't think Foden's also the issue. I think when we must be realistic. When De Bruyne left,
Mm.
my question was, who's gonna fill that role?
Yeah.
And I think they went and they thought Foden is that guy,
I think Foden also thought he's that guy.
but he doesn't play that position. He's not that.
Yeah,
position.
but they don't play that type of formation anymore anyway. Matthias, Nunes, Anaboy, O'Reilly. It's totally different. But anyway, this game week, I'm not free eating. I'm rolling. I've got 11 players and one on the bench.
So you didn't free it.
Nope. It's a plan for the blank.
Okay, fair enough.
Over the past few weeks, I slowly started selling players that I knew was going to blank. So I still have 3 of them. I still have Semenyo, V blank.
City blanks, Arsenal blanks,
Yeah, that's what I have.
Wolves blanks. I thought anyone was gonna take anyone from Wolves, but okay.
And someone else.
Is it Palace? No, not Palace.
Jay, can we just have a look there? I can't remember now who blanks. Just scroll up a bit. It's Arsenal, City.
I think that's Palace, man. But I mean, anyway,
It's probably Palace.
that's fine. But I mean, the 3 main teams.
Yeah. So I actually want to look at the, and it's
Yeah.
maybe something we can look at every week, is who the transfer in players, who the transfer out players are, and yeah, basically give our thoughts and if we agree or disagree. I think let's start with the top transfers in probably, which is very strange for me. So top 5 transferred in is Malik Chow, Anthony Gordon, Wilson, Bruno Fernandes, and Big Virgil van Dijk. So firstly, top 2 transferred in players is Newcastle players. Do people not see what happened in the Champions League?
It's one of those where people transfer too early.
It's early transfers.
So they went on.
Surely it's early transfers.
So they went on form.
Do you know what happens to you when you lose 7-2?
Only you understand that.
I don't know why I'm doing this with you. Do you know what it does to a team to lose 7-2? It takes years to recover.
They don't have amount of time.
Yeah, they have like 3 days. 1, they traveled. 2, you'll agree with me, they got humiliated. Physically they're gone, mentally they're gone. Malik Chow was on the floor more. Hy's binne buite. He got destroyed. Him specifically got destroyed as a centre back. He's the most transferred in player. Why? Because of the fixture. How do you think that guy feels?
Yeah, but now it's a question of, like I said, it was over form, no? But because of his form the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it's over the fixture.
Yeah, but I don't know what people are basing that decision on. But anyway, Chow, Gordon I can understand. Wilson
Yeah, I think Gordon you can understand because of where they're playing him now.
to the middle. Nick.
Voltemade.
My guy, Nick Voltemade, the 3-meter tall German legend. It's like they forgot about him.
I think they're trying to pull a Sesko. Super sub.
Super sub. He doesn't have the pace to be a super sub. He's like a Peter Crouch of Newcastle.
Oh.
Yeah, but I actually feel bad for him because he started off good. Timo Werner 2.0.
Could be.
Nah, maar I said weg. He actually takes his chances though.
Yeah.
But let's not compare him with Timo Werner, it's a bit disrespectful. Where's he playing? Tennessee. Where did he say?
What?
San Jose. Wow.
San Jose, thanks Jay.
Barry Wilson is understandable. His underlying numbers have been good.
What's happened to Pereira?
Andreas.
Yeah, he used to be the Fulham guy.
I actually don't know. Iwobi is the Fulham guy now. Iwobi is like Iwobi got the second breath at life. Like, I don't know. He was talking on a podcast now recently or so, and it's just like they have all Nigerian gangs there at Fulham. They have the old Niger boys there at Fulham. You see, when they pull up in the parking lot and they all come in their Lamborghinis and their loud music and stuff.
Nah, I don't know.
What's his name? Chuka what? Who's that other dude at Fulham? Chukwuemeka?
Oh, yeah.
Chukwuemeka, him, Calvin Bassey, and there's someone else as well. Yeah, they just a whole Nigerian gang there. There's someone else also, another defender. Just check Nigerian players.
Alexi Wobi, Calvin Bassey, and Samuel
Chukwuemeka. So those three.
Isn't that the dude that went to Valencia?
Could be. He played for someone prominent before. So, but anyway, we're off the point here. Someone prominent before.
Oh, I thought you said he played somewhere in Promenade. I was like,
and he played. No, man. Anyway, so that's Wilson, Fulham, and then Bruno was understandable, and then Big Verge. I think people are looking for defenders that are actually playing this week.
yeah. Bruno,
Yeah.
Bruno, for me, it's a question of why are you only getting him now?
Yeah, I must admit I was also late on the Bruno train, but I think I did it as part of the selling Haaland, which frees up a lot of money, obviously. Got Ekitike, and the other one I got Cole Palmer also somewhere along the line. But yeah, so that's the top transfers in. So who do people get rid of? You mentioned him earlier. Top transfer out. Haaland, and also they're blanking.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with it. So 3 out of the 5 most transfer players are City players because they're not playing this week. Same with the Arsenal.
But do you think it's wise to transfer out, like, I mean, Semenyo?
Look, you're gonna want him back. The other thing we need to remember is, like you was playing free hit.
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say
Yeah.
because it's a free hit. So technically it's a transfer out, but they'll probably be back in the people's teams next week again. So top transfer out, Haaland, Semenyo, City players have Rice. Rice is really highly owned. Guy,
And
also City, and Chalobah's injured. So at least I'm on the Bruno captain. I wasn't Ekitike the whole week.
So now you're like, oh, okay. So we have something in common this week.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, the other week that I don't captain him, he's gonna deliver. But I'm just thinking about Champions League fixtures. So United only played twice in 30 days, so the players are a lot more. The players are a lot more rested. Yeah, and they haven't. Yeah, anyway. So that's Ekitike.
You'll be there.
The minutes aren't reliable enough for Ekitike.
Yeah.
United's playing tonight.
You.
So captain is the first game. Are you superstitious when it comes to things like that?
No.
Like on a Saturday back in the early kickoff and that type of thing?
Not anymore. I
feel
think
like
I think just because of, I don't know if you've noticed the type of the times that United has been given.
You complain about
No,
the
I'm
fixtures
not
now.
complaining.
You're complaining about the ref.
Oh
you're
my
complaining about the
days.
fixtures.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying before. Let's look at Champions League teams. Often they get.
Oh, why are we looking at United?
I'm talking
That
about.
was a good one.
I'm talking about Premier League teams. Okay, we can't say Premier League teams. They're still in the Champions League because no one is. But
Talk about the past.
based on who qualified, often get better slots when it comes to the Premier League games.
But they take into account the fact that they've played.
Yes. And I'm not complaining, so that's why when you ask me now, I don't think it's a factor anymore because United we just want to secure our Champions League spot, which we're looking quite good right now.
Yeah.
And we kind of we want the best finish that we can get, and hoping City's gonna, I don't know, with this loss now, how this is gonna take a toll.
Yeah, but also now, speaking of Champions League, City's out.
Yeah,
So
it can go one or the other way.
everyone's out. I think that's an interesting dynamic because they're able to focus on the league now more. Less fixtures, hopefully less rotation for FPL purposes. Don't even think about City. That man rotates like a rotisserie chicken. So, yeah, no, we'll see how this game goes. Bournemouth, United, Liverpool away. That's also why I didn't captain Ekitike. I never captain a Liverpool player when they're playing away. That the Anfield effect is a thing. They just aren't the same team. What else do we have? Chelsea and Everton. That should be interesting. Then Brentford Leeds. It's one of them.
It's a mid-table fight, you know.
Yeah.
Newcastle Sunderland, I think it's gonna be a good one. Sunderland still has a lot to prove.
Didn't Sunderland draw against someone?
Yeah, but I mean they've now made history with the most points that they've ever made.
Yeah. Now I think that's going to be a proper game because they're going to, lucky for Newcastle, they're playing at home.
Yeah.
So that will hopefully make them feel a bit better. And then we've got Spurs against...
I actually think the Sunday games are three of the most I need to prove something games.
There's no big teams playing on Sunday.
But Villa versus West Ham?
Traditional big teams. Yeah, it means a lot though. Good evening.
And then Spurs versus Forest.
Yeah. How many players does Spurs have left?
How many lives do they have left?
That's valid. I want them to get relegated for entertainment purpose. And also, I want to see the transfer market. So people are making rumors now like Romero, everyone wants Romero. That man's a kop is lekker nie.
I mean, look, we said the same thing when... okay, yeah.
Now he's Losko. He's good though, but you can't trust him. If Mourinho was there, what did Mourinho tell someone? It wasn't Danny Rose, he told someone, you start the game on a yellow card or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, Kuti Romero, don't trust. If I could get a defender, if Barcelona
Van der Ven
could buy players from Spurs, Mickey van der Ven, what a guy. I would want Mickey van der Ven. Yeah, that's it.
Not even the almighty
Dominic Solanke.
Richarlison.
Richarlison will love to take Rafinha's spot. Is Rafinha, Rashford, Richarlison, somewhere maybe?
I think on this whole topic of FPL, looking at teams, let's do a quick game, alright?
Okay, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
5-a-side, alright?
Okay.
5-a-side, like you would select your Premier League team. 5-a-side, only catch or the only criteria is no top 6 teams.
What is this now for FPL or for actual game?
For FPL.
For FPL? So I need to choose 5 players for my FPL team.
No top 6. I already know what you're going to ask now.
Yeah, we had this conversation earlier. What is the top 6?
You tell me.
Is Spurs in the top 6 or not? Traditionally considered a top 6 team.
No, we're not going to talk tradition.
The team formerly known as Tottenham Hotspur.
We're going to talk about form.
The current top 6. Outside of the current
but
top 6.
if you don't want to say current top 6, maybe potential top 6.
No, we can say current top 6. We can get the top 6 and then look at
Okay.
players who aren't there. Jay, can you pull up the log there for us, please? Current Premier League log. That. Do you know how many times you're gonna hear that in the World Cup? People say Premier League. Premier League. Yeah, we can talk about the World Cup some other time, but that's for the next episode. Because I have a lot of feelings
Oh, me too.
about this World Cup and about America. I think my producers lost, and I think he might have found his way.
Okay.
Right. So if you can scroll down to the not top 6, so basically from 7 onwards. Yeah. So I'm looking at but 9 is down midfielders, defenders.
No, I mean, remember so for your 5, you must have a keeper. You must have 1 defender. No?
Okay, keeper, defender, and then the rest.
2 midfielders, 1 striker.
Okay. Who's Brent? The Archkinam FG team. Where's Rams though?
Newcastle.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, just saw him ship 7. Why am I closing my eyes and seeing Ramsdale at Brentford? I'm seeing the red. Definitely not Vicario. I don't know goalkeepers. I just realized. Oh, definitely Pickford. Pickford should be England starter all the time, in my opinion. Pickford, defender. I'm not going to want anyone else from them, so I'm going to go for Spurs, Mickey van der Ven.
Okay.
So we have Pickford, Mickey. Midfielders is going to be... Someone actually played well against Barcelona. Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali. Who else is there? I feel like I'm missing important people here. If he's fit, Madison is another Tottenham player.
Okay.
And striker, I'm gonna go. I'm just another Newcastle player. I'm gonna go with my guy at Fulham, Raul Jimenez.
Okay.
Interesting. I didn't think my team would end up that way. So who was that now? Pickford, Mickey van der Ven, Tonali,
Yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Now you said Madison.
Madison, sorry. I don't take another Newcastle player. And Raul Jimenez.
Okay.
So that's like 2, like a box-to-box midfielder, a cam, a striker, and yeah. Give me your shot. You've clearly thought about this.
No, actually, I haven't thought about this.
You've clearly thought about this.
I haven't thought about this. It depends, man. If we're actually looking strictly for FPL purposes.
Yeah, for FPL, like, who's actually going to get you points? Like, that's what took Pickford. Pickford can... That's a shot stopper.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest players that I missed. That I could have, should have. Go for your goalkeeper. You can't take as long as I took now. You thought about this?
It depends. So it depends with Bournemouth. It depends who they play as the keeper.
As long as the person plays for the club, you can choose the person.
I'm gonna choose Dubravka.
Okay.
From
Paul
Bournemouth.
Martin.
Defender. It's actually difficult because choosing one is actually very difficult.
It is difficult. You can't choose anyone I've chosen. It's a draft. Come on, lad.
Can we say Sensei?
Senese.
Senese, what's a Sensei?
Sensei. Karate.
Senese.
That's my guy then.
Yeah. Why is he not in your team?
I forgot about him. He's in my actual FPL team, that's why. I forgot about Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson. I'm looking at Fulham and I'm like,
There's people there.
Oh,
There's quality
but I already
there.
said Senesi. So, okay. So now it's two midfielders. I'm gonna go with a crazy one here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Granit Xhaka,
Very interesting.
Harry Wilson,
Thought so.
and
which one?
Thiago.
That's a good one. I think.
Okay, so now,
I think you might score more points than me.
let's do the battle. Dubravka versus Pickford. Or the right fixture.
Both playing at home. Pickford.
Think so.
Pickford's good.
Okay.
Did you pick it when he wears a cap? Pickford's good.
Okay. Let's go.
But you agree there?
Yeah. Pickford
You
has.
need to get that
on his
agree,
day.
strongly
On his day.
agree.
Yeah, so it's a one there for Adam. At the back.
Mickey versus Senesi. Come on.
What do you mean, come on? Like,
Can
do you have Mickey in your team?
Can your defender run the length of the field and score a goal?
You have that happen once. And that's because no one else could do it. So.
Exactly, he can step up when they need goals. Senesi is more defcons.
No, and he's an aerial threat.
Wie is nou tol van 'n wen is?
Have you seen what Tottenham is?
Sure. Okay, Senesi.
No wonder it took you so long to get to defend because you didn't look Tottenham.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, producer Jay Tottenham's there. He's scrolling. It's there. Okay, so Pickford, Senesi, 1-1.
Okay.
Right, midfielder Xhaka versus Sandro Tonali.
Currently,
Italian technician.
legend.
Poor man's Pirlo. He's got the hair and everything.
Xhaka is no poor man's anything.
Yeah, but Tonali he's like a Italian stallion.
Okay, but let's just say where was Tonali before he was at Newcastle?
In jail. For betting on games.
Let's take it.
And look at the comeback he's made.
Let's take it. Player impact.
Xhaka is past
Individual.
his prime.
No. Let's take it. Individual player impact.
You like Thomas Tuchel put Jordan Henderson in the England team.
There you go.
Can you believe it?
Xhaka's impact at Sunderland versus Tonali's impact.
Yeah, but that's because look at who Xhaka plays with. Tonali plays with quality players. Do you want to look how Newcastle's on the log? They're 9th.
Good. Okay, I'll give that one to you, suppose. It's not the easy one, but.
Okay. Pickford, Senesi,
Xhaka. Sorry.
Tonali.
Yeah.
And then, who did I take? Madison?
Mm-hmm.
And you took?
Harry Wilson.
Oof. Two very different players. Set pieces?
Set piece and finisher.
Okay, Harry Wilson. And then Thiago's yours also. I love how you suggest a game and then you win the game. Like, this is not how this is going to work on the show. But it's fine, we can put the score counter. 1 for Liam.
Get scammed.
I got scammed.